To other stories now, Zimbabwean doctors have staged a walkout in protest at the alleged abduction over the weekend of Peter Magombeyi, head of the doctors' union who has led strikes over poor pay and working conditions. Hundreds marched on the streets of the capital, Harare, to demand that the country's president take action over the latest in a series of abductions of government critics. They had wanted to march to President Emmerson Mnangagwa's office, but dozens of riot police stopped them. Dr. Magombeyi, the acting president of the Zimbabwe Hospitals Association, sent out a distress message on Saturday night, alleging he had been abducted by a group of men. Meanwhile, the government says it is equally concerned and has asked security agents to investigate. Let's get more on this story from Zimbabwean journalist Nigel Yamatumbu. Thanks for joining us on the program. So, Nigel, what is the latest with the walkout organized by the Doctors Association and also the doctor kidnapped?
Thanks for having me. The latest we have from Zimbabwe in the case of Dr. Peter Magombeyi, who was reportedly abducted on Saturday by what the government is terming a third force, is that the junior doctors and some senior doctors today demonstrated in the streets of Harare when they were intending to submit a petition before government, before President Emmerson Mnangagwa, demanding immediate action and demanding that Dr. Magombeyi is returned to safety to his home, and the third force that government is alleging is brought to account. In the same vein, the family, through the Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights, has also petitioned the High Court to compel the state to immediately issue a commission and a search party to get Dr. Magombeyi back. And the senior doctors as well have also written to President Mnangagwa outlining their demands to have Dr. Magombeyi back, fail of which they have indicated that they will be downing tools. So that's the development that we have thus far.
Well, Nigel, aside from the investigation, what has the government said concerning this matter, especially with the initial reason of poor pay that caused these strikes?
Government hasn't said much or pronounced itself insofar as what it's actually currently doing to ensure the safety of Dr. Magombeyi and to also address the grievances, low wages and poor working conditions of the doctors. What it is, however, pronounced itself on the matter through the relative statutory bodies, including the Zimbabwe Republic Police, is that they do confirm a report that that was submitted to the police of a missing person, and they also have suspected a third force to have been the one that is behind these abductions. And it's also not really clear as to what government is going to do in response to the High Court petition and in response to the letter that has been sent to them by the doctors indicating that they'll be downing tools, something that will immensely affect the operations of the country's health institutions.
Yeah, let's talk about Dr. Magombeyi. Union officials and human rights activists fear that he was abducted by the security forces. Could this, be accurate, and what would be the motive here?
It's very difficult to really say who abducted. Um, or who is behind these abductions, saying that Dr. Magombe's case is only one of several that have been reported to the police and that have been recorded by various human rights organizations. I mean, until the principle of innocent until proven guilty could possibly apply when we are trying to pass a conclusion as to who is behind these abductions. But the state is not necessarily cleared in this particular matter, given, number one, the history of state violence in Zimbabwe, and also given that it is under immense pressure to deliver, it is under immense pressure to ensure the civil service is well remunerated and well catered for. So, in a way, it would have intention, but as to whether it is the ones that is trying to silence dissent, the jury is still out. And what we just hope is that the state carries out its obligations of ensuring that the citizens of Zimbabwe are safe.
All right, then Zimbabwean journalist Naoji Yamuchumbu speaking to us there from Harare. Moving on, the 2019 is a pivotal year for Guinea-Bissau to seize the opportunity to end the reoccurring cycle of instability that has hampered its socio-economic development for decades. That's according to the UN Assistant Secretary General for Peacekeeping, Bintou Keita, who made this statement at the UN Security Council. The mandate of the UN Integrated Peacebuilding Office in Guinea-Bissau expires on February 28, 2020.
2019 is a pivotal year for Guinea-Bissau to seize the opportunity to end the recurring cycle of instability that has hampered its socio-economic development for decades. The risk of further instability in the period leading to the presidential election is high, with political rivalries and poor economic prospects for the population. The political environment continues to negatively impact the economic performance of the country and the living conditions of the population. The human rights situation continues to be negatively impacted by socio-economic tensions, including targeted restriction on freedom and civil liberties. Upholding these rights remain crucial to sustaining peace, stability, and development in Guinea-Bissau.